What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Lady Nika. Today we're gonna talk. I'm gonna give you a summary of what went down on last night's episode of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. This is season 5, episode 11. It's just a summary because I just feel like I have to question, am I for still watching this show? Because it has just gotten to be, it's like, we know that this is like reality TV with a dash of, a dash of the scripted shit. But Love and Hip Hop has gotten so, it's just more than I can bear. That's why I do want to let you all know that at the end of this season 5, that I will no longer be doing Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. I'm not saying I'm leaving the Love and Hip Hop franchise altogether. No, I'm not. I'm just not going to do Atlanta anymore. It's just gotten to be too much. And I really did enjoy reviewing Love and Hip Hop Atlanta until it took a turn for the absolute ridiculous. And I just can't see. Either I'm getting too old for it, or bitch, they just did too much. But either way, I am going to see it to the end. I do have I'm going to do the reunions. However many of them it is. And at the end of that, I do have an overall synopsis, my opinion about the Love and Hip Hop. I'm collecting information right now. Thank you to my nephew Woodrow for the information that you sent me, honey, so far to help me compile my information for that final review. But at the end of this season, I'm not going to be able to do this anymore. So, enjoy it, child, while you can. Because I promise you, soon as they do, they show us that last Love and Hip Hop, that finale, that reunion, it's going to be, I'm going to call it my finale because I'm not dealing with this installment anymore. But let's go back to where we dropped off 2 weeks ago. I guess they didn't come on last week because of that NBA Finals, but it gave us a chance to take a breather from the fuck shit, and also gave me a chance to stay the hell up off YouTube because it was ridiculous down here last week. I ain't gonna talk about it because it ain't got shit to do with me. All I'm gonna say is this the kind of shit that that make people not want to be on this hoe no more. Baby, Google do not pay you good enough to deal with this. Sometimes I feel like as YouTubers we failing people, because a lot of times folks come to YouTube because they done had a hard day or they got situations going on in their lives, and they come down here and they just want a good laugh. Now, yeah, you got people who live for the mess, because I've seen them, I've even seen them admit it. Hell, I'm down here for the mess. And if that's your story, then that's fine. But I'm just saying, a vast majority of people come to YouTube for the enjoyment of it all. And last week, child, I don't thrive well under situations like that. I ain't gonna lie, because I feel like I'm too old for that. That back and forth with one another. I'm from the old school. If you ain't fuck a video, that's why I don't respond to nothing. A lot of time people think that I'm a weak hoe because I don't say nothing. No, I'm a hoe that ain't about that damn talking. If all you can do, if you just good with your mouth, then you need to take that shit to Hollywood. Bitch, be about them hands, and then we can talk about something. Because I ain't doing no roasting videos. Y'all have never seen that from me, and you never will. I ignore a bitch so fast because I don't care what you think about me. I came down here and put myself on a platform knowing goddamn well somebody was going to have something to say about me. First thing they was going to talk about is the lupus when I talk about it. Then they was going to talk about the gaps. Girl, I've been living with these bitches for over 30 years. What do you think that some hoe on YouTube could say that's going to hurt my feelings? And it killed me that some of the main people that talk shit be the most fucked up motherfuckers them damn self. Running around here thinking you cute as fuck and you looking curious as hell. But I stayed away because it really wasn't my place to. I ain't feel like I had nothing to add to what was going on in the atmosphere, so I stayed my ass away. Plus, I'm recovering from a very major medical issue that happened, and because of that, I even more so don't give a fuck now. I know people have always told me that one of my biggest problems is I disconnect so quickly. I disconnect quickly because all that shit get to me to the point where it affects me to the point where I'm sick and shit. I just don't care like that. I feel like I already have health issues and ain't no sense to me letting some strangers, some cyber people I may have met only once in my life and don't ever plan on meeting again. And if I do, gonna be like, I didn't never meet you, gonna walk right past you. But I don't like that. My heart is not set up to be evil. Call it what you want, and I don't, I'm not looking for no sympathy or nothing like that when it comes to my health issue. Cause bitch, we all got something, okay? You don't have to feel sympathy for me. Just stay the fuck away from me. And if you really want to help me out, act like I'm dead. That's how I feel about it. But anywho, I ain't come down here for all that. I just wanted to let you know that where I stand with the Love and Hip Hop Atlanta franchise, and also to say that, I appreciate everybody who been hitting me up, because I ain't realized how many people really do like me. I had no idea. I thought that after the Vegas gate, a lot of people would have turned their back on me and didn't want to deal with me. But I found that I had more love than I actually thought that I would have. And I thank you all for your prayers, for your phone calls, for your emails. I do have a stack of shit to send out this week that I'm behind on. The reason why, like I said, most of y'all who on the mailing list know why you haven't received anything. You've been with me on this journey that I've been on the last month and a half, trying to get myself back together, okay? So thank you for caring about my ass like that enough to reach out. And for those of you who reached out just to be nosy, thank your ass too. Cause shit, you took the time out your day to be nosy and see what was going on with me. So thank you to those two. Now, let's go on into this little summary of Love and Hip Hop, because I don't want to hold you long, because I don't have much to say. Now, we're going to go back down there to that courthouse from 2 weeks ago, honey. And Scrap, a.k.a. Will Robinson, is sentenced to 20 years with a parole of 15 years after serving 5. Now, I'm sorry, again, I have one of the most biggest hearts, and I'm always trying to turn the other cheek, but in a situation like this, they played this out like this man was innocent, as if he was being falsely accused of something, and he was losing time out of his life and the life of his kids because he did something wrong. He ain't do nothing wrong. This man was trafficking marijuana, large amounts of it. I've heard conflicting reports as to how much he had, so I'm not going to put no amount out there. But what I will say is it was a large amount of money out here. You put all of that, you driving through, you trafficking through the state of Georgia, and now you done got caught for that, and you accepted the 5-year sentence that the lawyer you had before, the lady lawyer that we saw a couple of weeks ago. You already had accepted this. So my thing is, why are we playing this up like this is some type of sad situation, or almost as if the boy died or something? Because why you got him and his mama walking in the courtroom, and she got on all her Mary J. Blige black and stuff, but she crying, and you got other family members there, everybody acting like this boy didn't do nothing. Now I understand, trust and believe, I get it, that when you lose a loved one to jail, you feel some kind of way. I felt like that when my child had to go and pay for his little discretions or indiscretions and his being hard-headedness. That shit hurt me too. But not one time did I feel like the state did him wrong. I felt like he did wrong, because you was raised to know better, and you were not in a situation to where you needed what you did in order for you to get that charge. You didn't have to do that, okay? So when they act like this young man ain't do nothing, and they act like they memorializing him with the slow singing, damn near flower bringing, I have to ask, Mona, have you lost your goddamn mind, girl? Because this is a criminal, child. Girl, They do too much. You got why he going into the courtroom with his mama and his family. You got montages of you got KK. She's sitting. I mean not KK. You got Tierra. She's saying, "Hey, I let him spend the night with his dad," but you know he don't really understand what's going on. He just knows that his father's gonna be gone for an extended period of time. As he gets older, I will explain to him, you know, what's going on. Then you got Tommy talking about, I was drunk last night and I'm going to be drunk today. I just finally hit me, that scrap gone, and I'm going to be fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Okay, girl, whatever. We can't even take that serious. Then you got even Carly Red slow walking through the goddamn park. Like, you done been knowing this man, what, all of 15 minutes, and you just sad as fuck. Charlie was too goddamn much. Anyway, he asked that judge to show leniency because of his children, and he's a good father and all of that shit. And I'm like, dude, you should have thought about all of that shit when you was trafficking them drugs through the state of Georgia. Well, the judge showed as much leniency as he could, I guess, because the motherfucker said you got 20 years, you got to serve at least 5 of them, you know, hard labor, and then you can do the other 15 out on parole. He ain't had no choice but to accept that. Booking could get your ass to full 30, and that ain't what you want. So we seen them cart his old fine ass off to the awaiting car of one of the Talaferro County Sheriff Department's finest, drove his ass on off to prison, and that's it. That's all I care to talk about that. That was crazy to me. Yeah, tried to write a couple notes because I been and said fuck this shit. But anyway, the next scene in this episode of As the Fuck Shit Turns, we got Mimi down there at her house, and Stevie J done walked in there with his a house robe on, and I'm assuming he either got boxers or damn near nothing on, and he might have a morning wood. She telling him to cover up. Hell, he don't feel like he need to. I told you the man said Dad is home. Well, she get to talking about we gonna take us a road trip down there to North Carolina, because that's where one of the alleged baby mama's supposed to be, and we gonna go find out. Because remember, I told you, for reasons unknown, Mimi feels like this is her damn business, so she gonna go take him down to North Carolina to Miss Promise B. May's house, and they gonna find out today if that baby is actually Stevie's or not. I'm gonna go on and clear this here on up, because I'm gonna wrap this one up, because this drives me too. Okay, so we see them on their road trip to North Carolina to go to Miss Promise B. May's house to see if in fact Stevie has a baby with this woman. She telling him she got a DNA test. You know, they recycling storylines, because if I'm not mistaken, a couple of seasons ago, this is the same shit that Kirk did to Rasheeda when he was running around acting like he had done lost his fucking mind. You know, when they faked like they had problems in their marriage, and he did a swab on old little Carter to make sure he was his. She talking about she gonna do the same thing. Mimi, if you do the swab test, if it was a child there, for you to do the swab test, you send that shit off, girl, and it takes a couple of weeks for that shit to come back. So you weren't gonna find shit out that day. But we get down here to this woman's house, and clearly she was aware that they were coming, because this big old bitch was dressed up. She was sweating like a motherfucker, but she was dressed up. I guess them lights was hot on her. I don't know. She get there. They get there. Mimi talking. Old girl say, I don't even know why you asking me no questions. My issue is with Stevie. Now, why ain't Stevie talking to me? So Stevie starts to tell her about how why she lying on him and how this is affecting his life and his family. Old girl finally admits that she did not have no baby by Stevie. She just was saying that bullshit because she wanted to get his attention because she has talent. She said nowadays bitches is getting in on little or nothing. You got Kim K with a sex tape, and then she threw Mimi in that motherfucking bunch. Yeah, she read Mimi in her house, in Mimi face. I guess that's how you do it inside the confines of your house. If you gonna read a bitch to her face, but let her be in your house. Mimi didn't like the fact she brought that up. She went to talking about that was not right, that's crazy. Oh, girl say she did what she had to do to get the attention that she need. She done blew on Mimi, so Mimi done flew out the door. She mad, she in her feelings. But Stevie tell her, look, you did cause a lot of problems for me, and I would just appreciate if you never contact me again. And old girl said yeah, and he left. So that was it to the Promise Be Made thing. Ain't no baby, okay? Ain't no baby B, okay? Child, like I said, let me wrap all of these hoes up. Later on in the scene, later on in the show, we see a scene where Rasheeda go talk to go talk to Mimi, cause she want Mimi to leave this shit alone. She like, girl, I was at a gathering for old Scrap, a couple weeks ago, and Stevie let us all know that he pretty much is bunking out at your house, staying at your house. Look, Mimi, you don't need to be getting into their mess. It's just a bunch of bullshit. And every time Stevie in some, he manages to drag you in it, which causes you to be the one to get hurt in the end. She claimed like she done left it alone. She lets us know that she found out that Promise Be Made was lying, but also this other baby, alleged baby Stevie has, it ain't no baby. So she mad, feeling like Jocelyn set her up. Of course Jocelyn set you up, because she tells us in this episode, as she's sitting down talking with Don, that Mimi has never had Stevie on child support, and since now they outs, him and her, she gonna cause him discomfort and problems no matter what she got to do. And one of them things she did was she lied. She told Mimi that there were babies out there for Stevie J, and she knew that there were no babies out there. She just lied to make Mimi mad so that Mimi would put him on child support. But let's rewind. Had there been some babies, she would have played that exactly right, because Mimi let us know when she was on her way to North Carolina to see the Promise Be Made woman, that if she find out that he lying, that she was going to put him on child support. Because see, apparently she ain't never put him on no child support in the past, because she felt like she was holding it down for him. But if she find out he done made 2 other little Stevie J babies out here and ain't told her about it, now she's going to put him on child support. Girl, if you're going to put him on child support, you should have put him on child support, because that's what he needs to be on, to help you take care of what he helped create. Not because you get in your fucking feelings about him having some potential new children out here. Mimi is just as stupid. This bitch is the epitome of being a stupid ass fool. Ain't got no age on it. Anybody can be a fool. And child, if you don't believe me, watch this show and watch YouTube. Being a fool ain't got no goddamn age on it. It seemed like, the old people used to say you get wisdom with get knowledge, but with all things get an understanding. Child, this shit goes out the window with this woman. So she done told, oh, Rasheeda, girl, I ain't gonna fuck with it like that there, because Jocelyn full of shit. Rasheeda said, well, I'm glad, because, girl, this was on the internet. She shows her a picture. That picture we seen months ago where Jocelyn was down there at a Rick Ross party, and it was a photograph taken of them with his hands very close to her pussy area, okay? And instead of Mimi looking at that shit and paying it dust, if she truly mean what she just said, which is she's out of Stevie and Jocelyn's mess, she gets to talking about, oh, this gonna piss Stevie off when he see this. Mimi, why does it even matter? Why does it even matter? It shouldn't. Now, I'm done with that dumb shit. Now, let's go on over here. What else did it? Because I got rid of them. Okay, I told y'all about the Promise. Okay, let's talk about Mama D and Betty Idle. Mama D go to see the Betty Idle. She in the studio singing some song, Pluto or some shit, and I'll never buy that shit. I wouldn't even bootleg it from somebody's mama. But she in there talking to her because Mama D heard Scrappy talking about Betty Idle before, and she seen her at the No R.I.P. panel, but the girl left before Mama D could get a chance to have a conversation with her. So Mama D rolling on down there trying to check into this girl and see what she all about. Cause she say she did some research of the girl and she feel like she would be an excellent candidate to be somebody in his wife's life. I mean in her son's life. Mama D, Scrappy is old enough to decide what it is that he wants. Plus, again, like I said, Mona needs to do a gag order on her people throughout the season while this is showing, because the IG motherfucking shit and the damn show don't come together. It don't make motherfucking sense. I ain't never seen no stupid shit like this before. You got the season going on with this storyline going on, but then in reality we look on IG and these motherfuckers done got engaged, done got them a house and every damn thing else. The shit don't go together. So it takes away from people wanting to watch the show because we already know it's some fuck shit. Now, most of us who are in the enlightened and non-mentally ill world know that this be a bunch of bullshit most of the time anyway. But this is some crazy shit. This girl saying that she ain't interested in being around Scrap no more now for sure. It ain't just about the BAM situation. It's now because Scrappy got on IG and did a video stating that basically transgender women need to be who they say they are. Let a nigga know that you a fucking bitch up under your clothes. I mean a nigga up under your clothes. Don't let me think that you a bitch and then I find out later that you don't. You know she gonna be a crusader for some against him saying that because she is best friends with D. Smith. Child, Mama D act like that was just, you know, it was just the most terrible thing, and she done taught him tolerance and all of that, and she say she gonna have a conversation with him. Well, we see him and Bobby Valentino doing this song, which all that shit sounds alike nowadays, so I wasn't impressed by the song. But after the performance, he go over to talk to Betty, because he invited Betty over there to talk with him to try to settle the issues that they have so that maybe they could work together. Well, she done brought D. Smith because she feel like he could have a conversation with D. Smith to explain why it is he feels the way he does. And they had a pretty good exchange. It was nothing like how it is when she talked with Tammy or nobody else. You know, she is like, bitch knew not to nut up. It was like almost as if she went off on Tammy when Tammy tried to explain what Walker was saying and invited her to go over there and talk with Walker. But you didn't get mad. You didn't get mad at him for what he said when he came. You could have had the same resolution as what I'm saying with Walker and Tammy that you had with Scrappy. Because basically all Scrappy did was just tell you, look, all I'm saying to you is the women that, you know, the transgender women out here that's not telling men that they transgender, they wrong. Although I admit there are some people out here who are transgender. Something is on my lip. I'm sorry. Some people can keep going. I can't do that. I'm sorry. Okay, something was on my lip, bitch. I don't know what it was, but I can't stand that. I don't like that at all. But what he was saying was, look, I don't have a problem with transgender people per se. All I'm saying is I want you to tell me. And we know that there are women out there in the community that will tell a man straight up that he is you know, that who she is or that she's transgender, and he cool with it, but he don't want to tell nobody, so he hides it. Okay, bottom line is, damn it, if you look, see, all this shit gets on my nerves. If you transgender, just tell people I am transgender, especially if this is going in a direction where a relationship and feelings may gather. If it's a man, if you dealing with a man that know it and he don't want nobody else to know it, then maybe you don't need to be fucking with him because he ain't ready to be who he is. And that's basically all that Scrappy was saying. She wants to do a PSA with him saying that women who are transgender do need to be honest about it. And if the men know, then they need to stop acting like they didn't know. He don't want to do no PSA with you like that, girl. I didn't get that he was homophobic. I just got that it's some people in this world that just not gonna go along with it. They can be tolerant and they can be understanding, but keep that shit over there. And that's all they were saying. Now, for some, that may be offensive, but I would rather a motherfucker do it to me that way than to just be flat out talking about I'm an abomination against the nation and all of that. I am so sick and tired of the debate about heterosexual versus homosexual. Y'all, people are people. Long as you're not offending me, as long as you're not hurting me and my eggs, you can be whatever you want to be. And I can be cool with you, because what you do don't make me shit. Okay? And that's basically the understanding that they came to. The same kind of understanding D. Smith could have came to with Walker had she accepted Tammy's invite. But no, the bitch didn't. But she wound up smiling all up in Scrappy face. Bitch, why? Okay, whatever. Alright. The last thing I'm going to talk about is this interview Stevie did with J. Nix and them down there. They bring up the picture of Rick Ross and Jocelyn. He say ain't no one wife of his would do nothing like that. Instead of them leaving it there, they decide they gonna ask the question, is y'all married? That's when he finally admits what we all been knowing ever since. We ain't never seen no documentation that these people was married. Now they could have been, but the likelihood was no. And he just admitted it. No, we not married. And that's what's led to her doing all the shit she been doing on IG with him lately. He admits that they wasn't married. Next week, we supposed to see... I don't know what's going to happen next week. Because I don't like talking about previews. Because with this shit here, it could seem one way and be some kind of other way. That's all I have to say about this. I spent a whole lot of time talking about me and my opinions, because that's how slow this goddamn episode was to me. Anything I left out, you feel like you want to talk about it, feel free to put it down in the comment sections. Again, thank you to everybody who reached out to me and was concerned about me. In the meantime, in between time, please remember to rate, comment, subscribe, and share if you'd like on any of the social media platforms that you may have. I will see you guys back for Black Ink Crew. Peace.